Have you ever wondered, what does a nurse do after they finish their shift? What happens when they get home? Are they still thinking about work? How do they deal with that stress? If you've ever thought about becoming an RN or just want to know more about the life of a nurse, this is the perfect video for you. We will follow our nurses from their shift at the hospital all the way back home. So let's hop in the car and go along with them. It'll be an interesting ride. Our first stop is going to be the emergency room. You're probably wondering why we started off here instead of at the nurses' homes. Well, today we're following new grad nurses. They don't have any patients yet, so we're going to start with them getting ready for their shifts in the ER. As we arrive at the hospital, we see two nurses getting out of their cars. Their names are Sarah and Ashley. Sarah has been a nurse for 1 year, and Ashley just graduated nursing school last month. Both are excited for this day because it's the first day they are working together on the same unit. They are both staff nurses on the evening shift in the emergency room. When we catch up with them inside the hospital, they are meeting with the charge nurse to get report on the patients they will be taking care of during their shift. The charge nurse gives them an overview of each patient and lets them know any special instructions for care. Now it's time for Sarah and Ashley to put on their scrubs and prepare to start their shifts. In the ER, there are 5 main areas that nurses need to check in with before beginning their shift. These are the medication room, supply closet, crash cart, computer charting, and the patient care areas. Once they have completed the checklist, they will change into their scrubs and head to the nurse's station to grab their assignment sheet. This is where they will note which patients they are assigned to. As they are reviewing their assignments, they notice that one of their patients needs vital signs checked every 15 minutes. They make sure to take note of this so they don't forget during their shift. Now that they have all their ducks in a row, they can begin seeing their patients. The first patient they visit is a young man who came in complaining of abdominal pain. He also might have a urinary tract infection. As they assess him, they check his vital signs, ask him questions about his health history, allergies, and current symptoms. After the assessment, they develop a plan of care based on his needs. This includes any medications he might need, lab work, imaging studies, treatments, or procedures that need to be done. The nurse documents everything they learn about the patient in the electronic medical record. This helps keep track of the patient's progress and ensures that other providers are aware of the patient's condition. After finishing with their initial assessments, the nurses are called to the trauma room. There is a patient who sustained injuries from being in a car accident. They quickly spring into action, assessing the patient's airway, breathing, and circulation. They also check for any immediate life threats and provide comfort measures. With the help of other healthcare professionals, they are able to stabilize the patient. Throughout the rest of the shift, the nurses continue to assess, treat, and monitor their patients. They work closely with doctors, technicians, social workers, and other healthcare professionals to ensure that each patient gets the best possible care. They also communicate with patients and families, providing education and support. As the end of their shift approaches, the nurses must complete several tasks to ensure a smooth transition for the next shift. This includes documenting all changes in the patient's condition, administering any medications, and notifying the next shift of any pending tests or procedures. They also need to restock supplies and equipment and make sure the work area is clean and organized. Once their shift ends, they clock out and head home. When they arrive, they unwind by doing things they enjoy. This could include spending time with family and friends, going to the gym, cooking, or just relaxing at home. For some, self-care is a priority to help them relax after a stressful shift. Taking care of themselves ensures they are able to provide the best possible care for their patients. While Sarah and Ashley are heading home, we're going to head over to the intensive care unit. Here we'll meet another nurse, John. John has been an ICU nurse for 5 years. He's been a nurse for 8 years. He loves his job and wouldn't trade it for the world. As we arrive, John is just getting off work. He had the night shift and just finished his 12-hour shift. The ICU is a busy place, and John has been running around all night taking care of his patients. He's just about to clock out when one of his patients starts crashing. He quickly springs into action and stabilizes the patient. Thankfully, the patient is okay and John is able to clock out. John drives home from work. It's late and most places are closed, so he just decides to go straight home. When he arrives home, he opens the door and is greeted by his 2 cats, Whiskers and Patches. He gives them a quick pet and heads to his room. He undresses and collapses onto his bed. He's exhausted but can't sleep. He keeps replaying the patient crash in his head. He decides to get up and get out of the house. He puts on a jacket and walks around the block. As he walks, he thinks about his day. He can't help but feel guilty. He didn't do anything wrong, but he can't shake the feeling. He walks back home and decides to call his friend, Mary. She's a nurse too and understands what he's going through. They talk for hours, and John finally starts to feel better. Mary tells him that it's normal to feel this way and that he shouldn't beat himself up. She also tells him that he did a great job and saved the patient's life. John feels better after talking to Mary. He realizes that he is not alone and that there are people who understand what he is going through. He goes back to his room and tries to sleep, but he can't. He lays in bed staring at the ceiling. Finally, he gets up and decides to watch a movie. He falls asleep halfway through and wakes up feeling refreshed. He gets up and starts his day. He makes breakfast and eats while watching TV. After breakfast, he gets ready for work. He puts on his scrubs and drives to the hospital. As he drives, he listens to music. He sings along at the top of his lungs, not caring that people are staring at him. When he arrives at the hospital, he parks his car and walks into the hospital. He sees his friend, Sarah, and they chat for a bit. Sarah is a staff nurse on the evening shift. She works in the emergency room. As they're talking, John's pager goes off. He checks it and sees that he's needed in the operating room. He says goodbye to Sarah and rushes to the OR. When he arrives, he sees that surgery is running behind schedule. He knows that he's going to be busy, so he gets to work. John works in the OR for hours. He assists the surgeon and provides patient care. He works closely with the anesthesiologist to monitor the patient's vital signs. As surgery progresses, John anticipates the needs of the surgeon and stays calm and focused. Finally, surgery is over and John helps to transfer the patient to the recovery room. He then returns to the OR to prepare for the next surgery. Throughout the day, John takes breaks when he can. He grabs a quick bite to eat and drinks coffee to stay awake. He also takes a few moments to chat with the staff. When his shift ends, John clocks out and heads home. He's exhausted, but he knows that tomorrow is another day and that there will be more patients to care for. And that's why he is grateful to have a job that he loves and that he is able to make a difference in the lives of others every day. So what do nurses do when they're not at work? Well, they're still nurses. Even when they're off the clock, they're always thinking about their patients and how they can improve their care. They also like to relax and have fun just like everyone else. Nurses are passionate about their jobs, but they're also passionate about their hobbies and interests. Some nurses love to travel. They explore new places and cultures and bring back souvenirs to remember their adventures. Other nurses are foodies. They love to try new restaurants and experiment in the kitchen. Some nurses are fitness enthusiasts. They hit the gym regularly and participate in sporting events. And some nurses are artists. They express themselves through painting, music, and writing. No matter what their hobbies are, nurses are always looking for ways to improve their skills and knowledge. They attend conferences and workshops and read the latest medical journals. They also like to stay up to date on the latest trends and fashions. Nurses are trendsetters. They're always the first ones to adopt the latest fashion trends, and they rock them. So what do nurses do for fun? They do everything. They're nurses. They're compassionate, they're caring, they're organized, and they're fun-loving. They're also heroes. They save lives every day, and they do it with a smile. Nurses are amazing, and we appreciate them. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and leave a like. Thanks for watching.